Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another edition of ILFL Soccer Nights. Another show full of football facts. We got myself, the two guests. I got on my left Nanu Mia and on my right Koyes. Both will be sharing information on all the football activities that happened yesterday. First of all, let's look at the Premiership games that took place. There's only one game that took place. It was Stepney v Reach Out, top two clash. Could that be a deciding factor of who won the league? And if I can just confirm the result, Stepney lost 4-0 with Reach Out. Now, if I can come to you, Nanu, that's a big result and very disappointing for Stepney. Would you share more information on that?
Yes and no with Stepney. You know, I mean, Reach Out do deserve those 4 goals. You know, they're one of the very good teams. If you look at Stepney, I mean, pretty much the entire season they've been playing with very, very senior players. You know. And it was just a matter of time that, you know, those sort of old legs would have given up, you know. And I'm actually surprised that Stepney actually lasted that long, you know, and coming this far and then losing to Reach Out in 4-0 goal difference, you know. It's definitely a win-win situation for Reach Out, but still Reach Out still have a lot of catching up to do as well, because Stepney have made all those gains earlier on in the seasons and they're reaping all of the benefits. I think
what was interesting, actually, what I was watching their matches along with the other cup games, and Stepney actually did play better football, one of the better performances. But as you said, and we've been saying that week in, week out, how long can those vets maintain?
Yeah.
With Reach Out, the difference I think last Sunday was their main man Michael, the manager, turned up, because you know he plays for another team, so he can't be there week in, week out. When he turns out, it's a different philosophy, it's a different style of management. The team seems to be lifted, or they're under pressure to make sure they play in a certain way, etc. And I think that's probably another added factor. If we can just have a look at the our table on the screen. If I can get that on the screen, we can see the table. Okay, so we seem to be having some technical problems, so I can't show you the table. But if I was to tell the table itself, Stepney played 11, Reach Out played 11, but Stepney still 3 points ahead of Reach Out. Third place Ace with a game in hand, 22, and Beaumont same comfortably on fourth with 19. Is it a two-horse race, or do you think there's still a chance for Ace or Beaumont to catch up?
No, I think there's still a chance. As you can see, every Sunday we've seen. Yeah, we've seen various results, obviously unexpected results, every different Sundays. So it's really hard to tell. You can't really say Stepney have won it or Reach Out and Stepney are running away with it. The other two have got a chance. Beaumont on the day are very good as well.
Yeah. What I like is when these top 5 teams play each other, there's unpredictable. Any team can win. It's not foregone conclusion that Stepney or Reach Out, because Ace are looking very good. Beaumont will discuss a bit more this season, are very good. Robin Hood Tigers, we've seen them with some surprising results. But whilst you're here, Koyes, obviously you have an association with the Hawk and Eagle.
Yeah.
Very concerning times, very, you know.
Yeah, we're going through a transition period. That's what I would say, and we're trying players out, we're rebuilding our team. So, in the essence of that, where we are, you know, as long as we're not getting relegated, I don't think we will. It's just getting by this season, trying the players out, and then building from there. So, I mean, I'd say it's a transition period still.
But saying that though, you only got what, another 6-7 games, so time is running out.
It is, yeah, and I think this is where we're getting new players in, and we're building every week. We can see the improvement. It's just going, seeing the season out, and then rebuilding after
I
that.
would say a few things about Hawk and Eagle. I mean, to be honest with you, I've been part of Hawk and Eagle for a number of years now. Maybe with Camrose and some of the boys, and I've watched some of the players, you know, begin their career in the club. Now, previously, they used to be a very formidable. That is because they had, in every season they had one outstanding player. Now, don't take me wrong, all the players in Hawk and Eagle, they're more than competent, they're very good footballers, but all the teams that are successful, they always have that one extra player that sticks up above the rest, you know, the player that can run around and make all the difference. And I think Hawk and Eagle as a team lacks that one player, the outstanding player. Whereas everywhere else, they've got strength, depth, defense, you know, I mean, they're good footballers, but it's just that player, they're missing that player. And if they can get that player and find a player and then bring him into the team, and I'm sure they're going to be successful.
I think what I was going to touch on this is that I think they're lucky that they got other 2 teams within the range, but basically, well, actually, they're above those 2 teams in captain the Tigers. London Tigers, last year's champions,
Yeah.
Premiership champions.
This is what I'm saying,
Now
yeah.
on 3 points at the bottom of the league. Obviously, they're 3 points behind St Catherine's and Hawking Eagle. Should they win a game, then obviously that will put pressure on St Catherine and Hawking Eagle, knowing the fact it's going to be definitely going to be 2 out of these 3. But for champions to be in that position, I know we discussed it a few weeks back that yes, they got a new manager and new players, but it's coming to the business end of the season. If you don't get results now, when are you going to get results?
Yeah.
And what about the name, London Tigers? It's unimaginable to think that a team like London Tigers are in relegation fight, let alone being relegated in the season.
Yeah, I think what you got to understand is one thing we forget is obviously the teams around London Tigers, all the teams. I mean, yes, they've ruled the league for a number of years, but teams are getting better. Everyone's recruiting very smartly nowadays, and every team around London Tigers, you look at the league, I mean, Stepney, Reach Out, Ace, Beaumont, very formidable teams, established teams, and everyone's recruiting, they're adding every season. That's why I think we're finding it hard as well. So you have to rebuild, and everyone's taking the league, ILFL league, very seriously. That's what it's showing. Everyone wants to win it. So it's become a really exciting league, a league that everyone wants to go for.
It's definitely very competitive because obviously if you see London Tigers and Hawking Eagles and Catherines, they are in their own right. I know St Catherine's been quite successful in the summer, they've been successful in the lower divisions. Once it comes to the Premiership, it's a different kettle of fish altogether. So obviously that's saying something about the league itself, the standard it requires to be successful. And obviously, as I said, London Tigers, Hawking Eagles, St Catherine's fighting for the position. We'll see what happens in the coming weeks because they only got, what, 6-7 weeks left. So it's one of those situations that they need to start performing game results. Another result we had, if I can quickly look at, is the Division 1 game. We had Stepney B, actually it's not Stepney B, sorry, if I can just go back. Stepney, sorry, Arsenal played Bow, Arsenal winning 6-4. Again, Arsenal, a very good side, results, very convincing result, but they're one of those teams we love to watch, and you know it doesn't reflect on the league station, does it? No.
No, absolutely not. It really doesn't. And one of the joys of watching Arsenal play is that they come with a different team pretty much every week. A number of weeks ago, I went to watch them play, and they played a fantastic game. I mean, it was really nice to go and watch them play. They had a couple of outstanding players. One in particular, he looked like he was from a different era altogether. He's tall. He looks like he pretty much, a sort of a professional sort of type player. And he made a huge difference to the team. But if they can get those types of players week in, week out, then that team can be quite successful.
One thing I've realised with Arsenal is he's got a huge pool of players because every week I see 3-4 new faces. So obviously that tells me that he's not shortage of players. But I think being a community club, they don't take the league that serious because I think one of the key problems I've noticed is the punctuality. They always run in at 2 o'clock in Hackney Marsh most of the times. They're not really organised, not there doing the warm-up, the drills, etc. If you look at the league, the table itself, it says it all basically. Played 11, won 5, lost 5 and draw 1. It's a topsy-turvy. Obviously, if they were to take it seriously, I think they could be one of the teams that can push for the title and actually come into the Premiership. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's just improving on... I think they've got the player base, so like you said, they've got the player base. It's the punctuality coming up. If you're not ready for a game, well prepared for it, and just rush in, you always get the backlash, don't you? But I think looking at First Division as well, Redcoat really surprised me. 1-8, drawn 1, 9 played is a phenomenal record.
Now, to be honest, they've been growing. Even last season, I think they've changed their ethos because I know the team when it was formed a few years back, they had local players, but now. Last season, this season, they've spread the recruitment. They've gone outside to recruit players, and their ambition has changed. And you can tell by the way they've been playing this season is that they only had one aim, is to make sure they get promoted to win the league. And the recruitment changes, and some of the players they've got, I think they'll do well in the Premiership, and I can't see them not failing to be honest.
I think they always had the ambition, honestly, because it was one of those teams that I used to see are well organised. They're always early, and they've always got a decent pool of players, and they're always changing players around and getting new players. So I think the ambition was always there. It's just that the right ingredients wasn't there together. And I think this is their moment, and I think they're making the most out of this moment now. So yeah, good luck to Redcoat.
Okay, so yes, I can see them doing quite well in the first division, and I can't see them. It's no matter of the second place. You got PIO, Spirit. I think they're chasing for the second place between the two. I think very good for Spirit to be for a newly formed team to be actually challenging for the at least promotion, which is a good sign. PIO, when they came last year, we discussed it as well. A new team, a lot of young players. With Powers by in there, I think he's done a fantastic job. He's got them discipline, he's got them, well organised, and being second place is a credit to the team and to Powers by.
Absolutely, yeah. I have to say, I think Powers by has done a marvelous job. Honestly, before he joined, the team was pretty much in tatters, really. There was no management. The players were running loose. It was basically all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
They just need to spearhead, someone to organise and just show them, guide them to.
It's definitely a factor, and but you need somebody that Powers by. You can't just have anybody go in there and control all of the youths, because youths will always be youths, and it will always be tough to manage the youths. And there are ways to manage as well. You need that sort of leadership, that type of quality to manage kids, because not everybody has it in them, and you can't be trained to manage kids like that. Obviously, they train you to do the bits and pieces here and there, but to be able to really manage a youth team, you need that quality inside of you that comes naturally, and I think Powers by has been gifted with that, which is very good.
He's a very passionate man, because we've known him for years. He's been playing in a lot of the vets tournaments, a lot of the other one-day tournaments we were involved with, and he's involved with himself. Yeah. So he's a very passionate. I think sometimes that helps on the sideline too.
It does.
Yeah,
I think his passion shows in the field.
Yeah. I think that's why we keep saying it. Why the vets is a bit more successful at this present time is because of the drive we veterans have at the moment in time. I think the Open Age, the Sunday League. It's not fair to say all, but most don't have that drive, that push. When we used to play, regardless of sunshine or rain or snow, we were there week in, week out. And now it's the youth tend to be picky on when they come, etc. And not on time. We have to be there 2 hours before, have to drive far away. So it's a different mentality. I think that's good to see. Hopefully, if you're youth, if you're open age, you're listening, see the vets, and coming on to that subject, on segment 2 and segment 3, we're going to discuss about the Vets League, up-and-coming Vets League, and that will tell us a bit more about the Championship Tournament, which is happening next Sunday. We'll have a draw, and he'll discuss a bit more in details in regards to the procedure, the formation, etc. So we're coming to the end of the first segment, so stay with us. We're going to go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll be discussing Vets League, the tournament, etc. So stay with us. We'll see you in a short break.